Hey DC, this is Glen Kellaway from the basement with his new VC hat. It's not a new hat, it's just new to the VC. First off, before I get started, I want to say happy birthday to Mazzy, my brother from another mother. Mazzy, you always say Mazzy loves you. Well, Glen loves you. And I'm sure all the VC members love you as well. You're an awesome guy. Love your channel so much. I've learned so much from you. My bucket list is going to Seattle and meeting you and going record hunting or having a drink and just shooting the shit. So one day, I'm hoping that'll happen. Anyway, it's a beautiful Monday afternoon, Trenton, Ontario. It's hot as hell outside. And so here I am from the basement, which is where I love to be. Today, I want to talk about live albums. So, concerts. Some of my greatest memories of life are going to concerts. I went to my first big concert when I was 14, 1967. Saw the Monkees at Maple Leaf Gardens. You know, from then I progressed to seeing Cream and Jeff Beck and Blind Faith and Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin and a whole bunch of them. Just love that stuff. But if you couldn't go to a concert, what's the next best thing? A live album. I love live albums. I love that sometimes the songs are done a little differently. I love the passion in the music. Sometimes they're raw and rough and just the way music should be, as far as I'm concerned. Sometimes they do live albums very poorly. The crowd noise, too much crowd noise, drives me nuts. Too much patter in the middle. Anyway, there's some great classic live albums out there, so really this video is discussion of classic live albums and the more current deluxe editions that they've put out for those albums. So I'm going to start with Jimi Hendrix, Band of Gypsys. This came out in March of 1970, Band of Gypsys, the original album. Jimmy unfortunately died in September 18th of that year. So this was, the Band of Gypsys album was the last official release from Jimmy in his lifetime. Now, I love Band of Gypsys. Machine Gun has become a classic. I love the Buddy Miles, Billy Cox, Hendrix combination. Great trio. I had a conversation with a friend of mine the other day, and he doesn't like Buddy Miles' contribution to that album. I was shocked, because I think Buddy Miles is great on there. I love the songs he contributes, the vocals he contributes. And then this morning I was doing a little bit of research on these albums, and that seemed to be a common theme, that people didn't like Buddy Miles on this album. I'd never given it any thought before, and I've never heard anybody voice their opinions up until the last week. So maybe you can let me know in the comments how you feel about that, but I'm fine with it. I think it's just a great album. So last year, they released Songs for Groovy Children. This is a 5-disc set that has all the performances that are available. I think they missed 1 or 2 songs. Here's the little, that advertising leaflet they always put in these sets now. 5 albums. Jimmy. Oh, they're all Jimmy. Jimmy. Whoever gets sick of looking at pictures of Jimmy. Perfect. And another one. So, all 5 discs take up all the different performances. They did an early show on December 31st. And there's some songs on that I've never heard on Band of Gypsys. Train a Comin', Isabella, Stop, Easy Rider, Earth Blues, Burning Desire. The second set that night, the late show, which brought them into midnight, starts off with Old Lang Syne. He also does a few of the Experience songs like Fire, Foxy Lady. I've never heard those on Band of Gypsies either. The next one is the January 1st shows. They did first set, second set, and third set. They're all in here. 5 discs. Great box. Comes with a book. The book's actually pretty good. It's small. They're not big hardcover books or anything, but they got cool pictures. There's the Fillmore, which you know what? If I had a time machine, I would go back and see a show at the Fillmore East, and probably one at the Fillmore West too. But maybe anybody who's been to the Fillmore East could tell us a few tales. I would love to hear that. More Jimmy. There's Buddy Miles and Billy Cox. Anything else good in here? Another great picture of Jimmy. And the back cover's got an awesome picture of Jimmy. One of my favorite live albums. I just picked up the 50th anniversary vinyl on splattered red vinyl. It's very cool, and it actually is a really nice pressing. The Experience Hendrix Family Foundation, or whatever that manages his estate now, does a really good job with the reissues. They sound really freaking good. Anyway, next, a band that I never saw live and that I deeply regret not seeing them live. Humble Pie. Humble Pie rockin' the Fillmore. What was your first live album that you ever bought? I was thinking about it. Mine was Grand Funk Live. I think I had the Stones Got Live If You Want It back when it came out in like 65 or whatever, but that's a pretty crappy live album. So Grand Funk Live and then Humble Pie rockin' the Fillmore, I would say, were the 2 biggest ones that I had. So they've just come out with this in the last year. Humble Pie Performance, rockin' the Fillmore, the complete recordings. Excellent, excellent 4-disc set. If you like Humble Pie and you like rockin' the Fillmore, this is the original band. There's the cover of the booklet, Humble Pie single, I Don't Need No Doctor. Another picture of the Fillmore East. Then pictures of the band and the story of the albums and stuff. I mean, this is with Peter Frampton and Steve Marriott, the band. It doesn't get better than that. Here's the CDs. Just 4, 3, 2, and 1, if I'm holding them up properly. So the interesting thing on this is most of the discs, the performances, and the sets didn't change much. It was a 4-Day Creep, I'm Ready, I Walk on Gilded Splinters, Hallelujah, I Love Her So, and I Don't Need No Doctor. The 4th set, however, they added a song. So they did 4-Day Creep, I'm Ready, Walk on Gilded Splinters, Hallelujah, I Love Her So, Rolling Stone, and I Don't Need No Doctor. That's actually disc 4 is my favorite disc. Great set. What's next? Next, one of my favorite bands, Delaney and Bonnie and Friends. Remember Delaney and Bonnie on tour with Eric Clapton? I don't have the album to show, the original album. It's on my want list too for records. But in the last year or so, they released this. Delaney and Bonnie on tour with Eric Clapton, but this is 4 shows. From Britain, from a British tour in 1969. The Royal Albert Hall, Monday, December 1st, 69. Colston Hall, Tuesday, December 2nd, 69. And then a first and second show at a place called Fairfield Halls on December 7th, 69. There's a lot of cuts on here that didn't make the original album. When the band first comes on, they come on without Delaney and Bonnie, and that's Eric Clapton and Bobby Keys and Carl Rattle and all those guys who all kind of hung around with Leon Russell's band and Delaney and Bonnie, and ended up in Derek and the Dominoes. They start the show with an opening jam. It's like a 12-bar blues, but it's really smoking hot. I wish they would have put that on the original album. Then they do a version of Gimme Some Lovin', which is very cool. then the band introductions, and then they get into, then Bonnie and Delaney come out and they do Only You Know and I Know and Poor Elijah and the Little Richard medley. The other interesting thing on this album is at the Fairfield Hall show, George Harrison shows up and is playing with the band, but he doesn't want to be on stage. He wants to just kind of stand in the back in the shadows and play along, which is what he was doing until the guy who did the announcing made sure that everyone knew George Harrison was on stage with the band. So that's how that secret came out. Awesome set. 4 CDs. Now the booklet with this, there's the discs. 2. See if I can do this. Don't cause myself any grief. 3, 4. Came with a booklet. The booklet, there's no pictures. It's just all a big handwritten story about the tour and the times, and very, if you like Delaney and Bonnie, it's a great set. It's not audiophile quality, I have to warn you. It's very, you can listen to it. I think the electricity of the performances makes up for what lacks in the detail of the music, which you would hope you would get with a set like this, but it's the best they had, and whatever they did, it's still really, really good. Next, my favorite live album of all time is the Allman Brothers live at the Fillmore, 1971. The Allman Brothers had 2 studio albums out before this live album came out, and I don't know in what parts and pockets of the U.S. they became popular from their first 2 albums. I'm guessing just in the South, Atlanta, Georgia, and Florida, and all those states. I don't think they could really get arrested in Canada at that time, but this album came out and blew everybody away. They sure put themselves on the map with the Allman Brothers live at the Fillmore. This is the Allman Brothers, the 1971 Fillmore East recordings. It's a 6 CD set. There's 4 of them. And 2, 4 and 2. That makes 6. Great hardcover book. This also came out on Blu-ray audio, if anybody's into that format. Oh, another great shot of the marquee at the Fillmore East. Oh, what else we got? Great pictures of the band in here. I really like this book, and it tells the whole story. What was interesting, so this has got, where have I got the notes here on, this came with it with all the listing of the songs from each set. The interesting thing, in the first show, the Allman Brothers didn't tell the guys in the recording truck that they'd invited a couple of their friends to play saxophone with them, and they neglected to tune the brass instruments with the guitars, and the brass is completely off from the guitars. It sounds a little weird, but it's real interesting to listen to. Sounds a bit like jazz. Anyway, 6 shows. On the 6 disc, they actually put the closing Fillmore East show, June 27th, 71, is also included to make up a 6 disc, which is a great thing to have too. So, Allman Brothers live at the Fillmore. One more thing I wanted to showcase here, although this was not an original classic album release from the 70s or whatever and just reissued. A couple of years ago, I'm going to say maybe 3 years ago, someone found the soundboard tapes for Yes's 1972 North American Close to the Edge tour. The band didn't even know they existed. None of the band's management, I believe, knew they existed. Whoever brought them forward, the band heard them and was blown away, and they put out a set called Progeny. 7 shows from 72. This also came out in a compilation set, so you don't have to buy the whole box. I'm not sure if it was on vinyl or not, but it's certainly on CD. I think you can buy just random selections from from the tour. But this is a 14 disc set. I picked this up when it came out for like, I'm thinking 60 bucks. It wasn't more than that. 14 discs. It was just great value. It went out of print really fast. So now if you look on Discogs or look on Amazon or wherever, man, it's in the hundreds of dollars to try and get this set now. So I'm glad I got it because the performances are freaking electric. I love it. The thing that's interesting, here's the shows. The one I love, Maple Leaf Gardens, October 31st, 1972. Then Ottawa Civic Center, November 1st, 72. Duke University, November 11th. Greensboro Coliseum, November 12th. University of Georgia, November 14th. Knoxville Civic Coliseum, November 15th. And Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum, November 20th. Great set. All the sets are the same for each performance, but with a band like Yes, I mean, you just, there's moments of magic in each individual set. I absolutely adore this set. I love it. Rachel's second favorite band. I don't know if you have this, Rachel. If not, you should try and get your hands on it. That's it. So I want to thank you for watching. Thank you always for watching and supporting me. I much appreciate it. You have no idea how happy it makes me. Subscribe if you haven't done so. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I don't care. At least it means you're watching. And we will see you soon.